Do you think your dog feels truly understood by you? Most owners would say yes, but here's the truth. Dogs don't experience love the way we assume they do. There are simple things your dog is quietly hoping you'll do, things most owners never think about. And when you miss them, your dog notices. They just can't tell you. Today, we're covering 7 of them. Let's start with the one almost every dog owner gets completely wrong. 1. Getting down to their level. When you come home after a long day, what do? You probably walk through the door standing upright, maybe you lean down for a quick pet and then move on. Seems perfectly fine, right? But think about this from your dog's perspective. You are enormous. Every single day, your dog navigates a world dominated by towering human figures. When you want to connect with them, most of the time you're doing it from 6 feet above their head. Here's what researchers in animal behavior have found. Dogs read body posture as a primary form of communication. A looming figure, even one they love, triggers a mild stress response in many dogs. Their tail might wag, but their muscles are still slightly tense. They're happy to see you, but they're not fully relaxed. Now imagine what happens when you actually sit or crouch down fully so that you're at eye level with your dog. Everything changes. Their body softens, their breathing slows. Some dogs will walk right into your chest like they've been waiting for that invitation their whole life. Getting low signals something ancient in their brain. You are safe. You are equal. You are not a threat. It's not about being dramatic. Even 30 seconds on the floor with your dog, fully present, eye level, no phone in hand, that communicates more love than 10 distracted pats on the head ever could. Try it tonight. Just get on the floor. Watch what your dog does next. 2. Letting them stop and sniff without pulling them away. Be honest. How many times have you tugged your dog's leash away from a patch of grass they were nose-deep in? Probably today, maybe multiple times. We treat sniffing like an inconvenience, a delay in the walk, a weird fixation on something gross. But for your dog, sniffing isn't a detour from the experience, it is the experience. Dogs have up to 300 million olfactory receptors in their nose. Humans have about 6 million. Their sense of smell is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more powerful than ours. When your dog stops to sniff a fire hydrant or a patch of dirt, they're not being stubborn. They're reading an entire story. Which dogs passed by, what they ate, their stress levels, their health, when they were there. It's the equivalent of you strolling through a social media feed. And here's what the science tells us. Sniff-heavy walks actually tire dogs out more than faster, longer walks with no sniffing. Mental stimulation from scent work reduces anxiety, lowers cortisol, and increases overall satisfaction. A dog who gets to sniff freely comes home calmer and more content. So, the next time your dog plants their nose in something and refuses to move, try this. Just wait. Give them the moment. Let the walk be their walk, not just your exercise session. You'll notice the difference in their energy when you get home. 3. Using their name only when it means something good. Here's a question. What does your dog think when they hear their name? If you're like most owners, their name gets used in a lot of different situations. Max, come here. Max, stop that. Max, I said no. Aw, Max, good boy. The name appears in praise, in corrections, in frustration, in excitement, all mixed together. And what your dog hears over time is a word that could mean anything, which means it starts to mean nothing. Behavioral scientists who study canine learning have a term for this, name poisoning. It's when a dog's name becomes so associated with unpredictable outcomes, sometimes good, sometimes bad, that the dog stops responding to it reliably. You'll see it in dogs who hear their name and look away, or who come slowly with their ears pinned back, unsure of what's coming. The fix is something simple but powerful. Reserve your dog's name for positive moments only. Use it when you're calling them for dinner, for play, for a walk, for cuddles. When you need to correct a behavior, use a cue like or leave it instead. Let their name be a beacon that always, always, always means something wonderful is about to happen. Watch how fast they start snapping their head toward you the moment you say it. That's trust, rebuilt one repetition at a time. 4. Letting them choose to come to you. How do you usually try to pet a dog, your own or someone else's? Most people reach out towards the dog's face or top of their head. It feels natural to us. It's how we greet each other. But here's what that looks like from your dog's point of view. A hand is descending from above, moving directly towards their face. For a dog, that is not a greeting. That is a threat posture. The majority of dog bites happen during what the owner describes as just petting, not aggressive play, not a meal, not resource guarding, just an owner reaching towards their dog in a way that made the dog profoundly uncomfortable, and the dog ran out of other ways to communicate that. The golden rule in canine body language is this: let the dog decide. Instead of reaching towards your dog, extend your hand low and open below their chin and let them close the distance. If they move towards you, they're consenting to contact. If they don't, they've told you something important and you should listen. And for your own dog at home, try something even simpler. Sit down on the couch and don't call them. Don't pat your leg, don't reach for them. Just be still and open. Wait and see if they choose to come to you. When a dog chooses contact, they're not just tolerating your affection, they're asking for it. That is a completely different relationship, and it starts with you giving them the power to make that choice. 5. Matching their energy, not fighting it. Does your dog ever have a burst of wild, chaotic energy right before bed? Sprinting in circles, play bowing, barking at nothing? Most owners respond one of two ways. They either join in the madness, which often escalates it, or they try to shut it down with a stern "calm down," which never, ever works. What's actually happening is called the zoomies, technically referred to as frenetic random activity periods, or FRAPs, and they're not random at all. Dogs use these bursts to release built-up arousal, stress, and unspent energy. It's a natural regulatory mechanism. The problem is that most owners treat it as misbehavior, which adds a layer of anxiety on top of what was already an overstimulated nervous system. Here's what works instead. First, understand the signal. The zoomies are your dog telling you something. They have energy that wasn't properly discharged during the day. Maybe the walk was too short. Maybe they were alone too long. Maybe they need more engagement. Second, when it happens, don't escalate and don't suppress. Calmly create a safe space, clear the furniture, let them run, and use a low, steady voice to guide them. Not excited, not stern, steady. And most importantly, meet their energy before it reaches the explosion point. If you know your dog hits their peak around 7 p.m., give them an outlet at 6:30. A short but intense game of fetch, a tug session, a sniff walk. You drain the pressure before the valve blows. A dog who's heard in their energy doesn't need to scream to get the message across. 6. Creating a safe spot that's entirely theirs. Where does your dog go when they're overwhelmed? When guests arrive? When there's a thunderstorm? When the house is loud and unpredictable? If your answer is they just kind of wander and look anxious, that's a problem worth solving. In the wild, canines are den animals. They're wired to find enclosed, sheltered spaces when they need to feel safe. It's not about hiding, it's about having a place in the world that is theirs, that smells like them, that no one invades, that always means the same thing: rest, calm, safe. Most homes don't give dogs this. Their bed is out in the open, anyone can reach them there, kids pet them there, they get called away from it constantly. It's a bed, not a sanctuary. Here's what a real safe spot looks like: a crate with the door removed and a soft blanket inside, tucked into a quieter corner.
or a covered bed with sides that block the sight lines, or a low shelf with a blanket draped over it, cave style. Somewhere with a ceiling, even a low one, and a sense of enclosure. The rules are just as important as the space itself. No one disturbs the dog when they're in the safe spot. Not for photos, not for cuddles, not for anything. If they're in there, they've communicated they need space, and that wish is respected. When you give your dog that space, you give them something most dogs never have: control over their own sense of safety. You'll see it shift how they carry themselves in the whole house. A dog who has a place to retreat doesn't need to be anxious everywhere else.
7. Talking to them like they understand you. Here's the one we've been building toward, and most people either do it without knowing why it works, or they never do it at all because they feel silly. Talk to your dog. Really talk to them. Not commands, not training cues, not sit and stay. Full sentences, the narration of your day, the things that are worrying you, what you're making for dinner, why you're tired, anything. You might be thinking they don't understand the words, and you're right, mostly, but you are missing something extraordinary that's happening underneath the words. Research published in the journal Current Biology demonstrated that dogs process human speech with a lateralized brain, meaning they use the left hemisphere for the words and the right hemisphere for the intonation, and they need both to feel rewarded by communication. Praise in a flat tone doesn't activate their reward center the same way genuine emotional speech does. But more than the neuroscience, here's what matters in practice. When you talk to your dog at length, you are doing several things simultaneously. You are looking at them. You are orienting your body toward them. Your tone shifts into something warmer, more present, more connected. Your breathing slows. Your stress hormones go down, and there is documented research showing that cortisol drops in both dogs and humans during extended interaction like this. Your dog may not know what "I had such a hard day at work" means linguistically, but they feel the shift in you when you say it. They feel that you are present, that you chose to spend this moment facing them, speaking to them, treating them as someone worth talking to. That, to a dog, is the deepest form of acknowledgement they know. You are not just their owner in that moment. You are their person. And at the end of the day, that's all they ever wanted to be sure of. If this video gave you something new to try, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a community here for people who want to actually understand their dogs, not just own them. And if there's one thing you're going to do differently after watching this, drop it in the comments. We read every single one.